Welcome back to the TMNT Hangar. This is Mike. Today I've got a trash can full of news from Sdcc, a couple of other things from other places, but this is midweek news. I'm going to try to take it easy on myself here and not have Sunday be so rough. Not such a wild Saturday night, if you know what I mean, but I'm actually going to come back and probably have a video up Saturday also with more updates, and of course Sunday is going to have, you know, a smattering of everything and all the updates that I just don't know a lot of the stuff right now. I see the pictures, I know very little information on some and a lot on others, so we'll get into each one of these. The skin and bones of all of this fun stuff, but these displays at Sdcc are phenomenal. There's a lot of really cool stuff, and it's pretty exciting. I actually watched Geek Dad Life walkthrough, got me excited about what's going on here and some of the stuff that we're going to be seeing in here. But really exciting. Let's get into this. I'm going to start it on a negative note, but it's going to just get better. Coming up. All right, so I've had a lot of, problems with just ordering from the loyal subjects. Now, I placed my order for these items through the loyal subjects. I paid whatever I paid, which I think is the same price. I think they're the same price. I didn't even look it up. But I would have rather gone through BBTS. Now they're available at BBTS, Entertainment Earth, these things. I wanted these because they look good. But they say it's an Sdcc exclusive, so it makes you think, oh, it'll be hard to get, and now it's everywhere. The problem is that I didn't have to pay shipping or anything, but I've heard nothing but horror stories coming from loyal subjects, and I would have rather got it from BBTS. That's all I'm saying. And it's just, to be honest, my first loyal subjects purchase didn't go well. By the way, BBTS is also going to be shipping pretty soon the reissue or the re-release of the loyal subject My Pet Monster, and it's pretty cool. So if you're into that, that's something that's coming pretty soon. And also we've got an update information here on this RoboCop Villains of Old Detroit. It's on a boat. It's starting to float overseas, which is, it's fascinating. I've never really heard anything about any company saying it's on the boat floating over here now, but they expect it late August, so still about a month and a half away for this. And if you pre-ordered it, it's only going to cost me $255 for all these because I did the deposit. Also, depending on whatever time you watch this, this ticker is going to be stopped. It's not going to be there anymore. So, I don't know what happens when the countdown ends, but I guess I'll stick it out and see what's going on, and maybe do a little update post or something on the community tab. But anyway, we're going to be seeing all this stuff from Hasbro showing up on here, and yeah, that's going to be some fun stuff that we're going to see up for pre-order, order, all that kind of stuff. Oh, hi, Mike. Also on BBTS, they have the Trouble Bubble Sdcc exclusive. Right now, I have no idea how this is going to go. I ordered one. It's in stock now, meaning what they got's what they got. It's the BBTS exclusive. And it's $55 for a figure and the fly pod. I wanted to buy two, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to be way more solid than the vintage one. I feel like it's going to sell out. 55, but that's the same price, exact price as the one that we got for Classifieds. And Classifieds went on clearance to 35. So let's pick up with Joe. So here we are at the Sdcc with Hasbro's booth, and they're showing off all of their Joe stuff going on. Looks pretty good. Great picture. Up top there is the Lame 10 looking great. If you haven't seen my Lame 10 video, you should just check it out. I mean, I make a lot of really good points that you really can't argue. Nobody can argue them, but other than feelings. But I still have them all the vintage ones. And I still have almost all of these. I don't want to buy the $75 items to get a figure. I'm hoping for retro releases. I'm hoping for all of them. Every one of them on a retro card. I hope. That'd be awesome. I'd display that, definitely. But good looking display over here and all the good stuff that's going on. And there's gonna be a panel, so there's gonna be more added to this. And funny thing is that Snake Eyes hang on the left there fell off in this display. Here's a picture and angle of just some stuff here. The Vamp 2, and then the green. I'm gonna call it Ferret, I guess. Green Ferret. Ferret green. Green Ferret. I like all of those smaller vehicles. So, like the Trouble Bubble, I love it. I love the Ferret. I love all these. These are my faves. Absolute faves. Then, I guess we're moving to Nacelle. We're going to move fast because there's a lot of pictures. And this is just recolors to... I don't know. I don't even know. I don't want to talk about this too much. Other than the fact... So the left is their last kind of Sdcc exclusive. The right, I guess, is this year's Sdcc exclusive. I don't know how you're going to get it unless you're there. So that's... Brian Volkwise's kind of thing he does. I don't think he releases those on BBTS or anything, but I guess I could check. I do not see them on BBTS. Anyway, $35 each on these figures. So this series 2 is looking really nice. If you're a collector of these at all, I mean, these are fantastic. They're phenomenal. I stumbled into the line. A friend of mine sent me a biker mouse, and I like biker mice more than TMNT. The figures are made better. But the show is not as good. So, I mean, there's the back and forth, but, well, some of the figures are better. And here we go with some new ones they're showing here. Okay, so we have got on the left here, that is, it says Stoker, which I don't remember that figure, that character. Then we got Electromag in the middle, and then we've got... it's too distorted to read there, but I guess this is the next wave or figures coming in the future, which is great. They're expanding the line. They look fantastic. They look phenomenal. Characters I don't even know yet, but I'll probably pick them up simply because I think biker mice are pretty cool. It's a lot of fun, and they look fantastic. They look phenomenal. And I've watched several episodes of the show. Might watch a few more, but I actually still prefer Turtles, but I think these are phenomenal. Then we get into, okay, now we're already into something else here. We're into the Mezco Gambit, 1/12 Gambit here, and that looks pretty good. I think we've seen it before, so we won't hang out too long. We've got the Mezco 1/12 Deadpool Wolverine. So these are the figures that people need the most because they just don't have them in their collection yet. So they need these. Look, I'm just kidding. Just joking. Sorry. Don't need them at all. Then there's a Splinter they're making, which is showing articulation here. He's not going to be like a statue or action figure, but available online. I haven't ordered any of this. I can't really speak to the quality of any of that. And my images are out of order, so we're going to have to come back to Nacelle. But we're going to stick with the Mezco here. And we got Foot Clan, we got Turtles, TMNT stuff. So I don't even know. With Mattel taking over the TMNT license, it seems like more people are doing TMNT, but I thought less people would be doing, whatever. It is what it is. Here is what they got going on with these. So they're calling these 5 points, I believe. 5 points articulation. So 5 POA, ThunderCat figures. And it'll be interesting to see. I'm very curious how this pans out. It's possibly going to be a hit or a flop. One or the other. And since we got this guy here, I actually don't know who he is, but figured I'll show him. He looks kind of cool, interesting. Probably, what is it, Batman or something? Now, we're only into Sneak Attack Toys, I believe. Yep, Sneak Attack Toys. And they're making an Inspector Gadget, and you see another empty slot there, and more. Obviously, there's gonna be another figure, probably Penny, or who knows? Who knows? Could it be the Claw? I don't know, but I think it looks phenomenal. I think they're doing a great job with it. I mean, we already got the Blitzway one, but how much is it gonna? I mean, I believe these aren't really that expensive figures, but I'm not sure. Price point 30, whatever, 50. Then we've got Denver the Last Dinosaur. I remember I said Dino. That sucks. Figure looks phenomenal. It looks great. So many great looking figures these days. Now, I do not know the articulation points. So looking at it right now, it looks like very little articulation to it, but still kind of cool, fun. And he's got that purple guitar. Then we're getting into 4 Horsemen. Now, 4 Horsemen have some fun stuff here. And the 4 Horsemen have Skeleton Warriors. Now, the ones back in the day from Playmates didn't have very much articulation. They looked great, but they didn't have a lot of articulation. These look fantastic and articulation, so will be interesting to see. I might actually pick some of these up. I haven't been doing much of whatever else they got going on, I admit. Like this. This is the Mythic Legions, I think. I haven't been keeping up with it at all. I couldn't even tell you the names. I avoided it on purpose because I didn't want to spend $3,000 on another collection. They look fantastic. They really look good. I would be all over them if I had room and budget for it, but I don't. So anyhow, another fun line to admire from afar. Like Valver's. I admire that from afar also. That's still a great line. Okay. Now I think we're back to Nacelle. I did not mean to split this up. Not too happy about that, but anyway, it is what it is. And we've got a lot of the Star Trek stuff. It looks really great. I can't go down this rabbit hole myself either, but if Star Trek was one of those shows I loved watching and I could watch it any time of the day, I just don't really want to collect a lot for it. So myself personally, and limits. But I love this. In the Generations, the whole Generations movie is my favorite part of it too. And then here we go with more of the Star Trek stuff. They look great. And let me try to get some more slides that match up to this. Now, we got more Star Trek coming, but then I guess they threw this one in here. RoboForce. Another line I haven't kept up with, but I think Nacelle has done this line really. They've done really well with this line. The original toys, just a giant suction cup and two arms, and that's kind of what robots looked like a bit back then. And these just look cooler. All right, more Star Trekian stuff going on here, but there's like the big, I don't want to call it a reveal, but it's like the big playset, like what all these small little set pieces behind them will add up to. Oh, there it is. Whoop, there it is. That is outstanding. Like, you get all this. You can make all this. The thing about this is you can make as much or little as you want, which is great. Instead of being, here's a HasLab, it's going to be $650 and blah, 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 which I haven't done the math on how much it costs if you buy every part. But this is really smart and how to do it. And there's a lot of reuse. I mean, you got to imagine at least 40, if not 50% reuse of all these parts. So that's the mold reuse is quite excessive on this, I'm sure. So it's an impressive feat. What does it measure? and with that, like, you can cut it in half and have half the bridge, and like the set, you only really see the back portion. So I would just worry about like the front three I wouldn't need, or four, something like that. Okay, we got Power Lords. Now this is something that I just did a video yesterday on the Wednesday, Retro Wednesday, talking about the Vulcan Rock playset, and these look great. And come to think of it, I think I could display these kind of in front of the playset. I think that's where I'm going to display them. I really do. I think these would also look good next to the vintage ones. These will tower over the vintage ones. Just absolutely. And definitely tower over the 4-inch 4 Horsemen figures they made back in like 06 or something like that, or 13. I don't even remember the year. I got one. I didn't get them all. Still really cool. The way he's going about it, you can just swap torsos instead, because the spinning gimmick and all that stuff. I mean, you got to figure out how to do it. Like, you could have painted the back of it, or you can swap torsos. Swapping torsos is probably best. And you just buy 2 figures to get each look. Then we got some Sectaurs stuff here, and we're getting, of course, the next one. The Walmart exclusive. I haven't seen these in Walmart in a long time, since they clearance them to $4. And there's Skulk and his tarantulas, so they are making the bugs. And here's the thing, I haven't seen wings yet. I haven't seen the Spider Flyer, the Dragon Flyer yet with their wings, and I ordered them from Sectaurs, from Brian Volkweiss, Nacelle. Now, my problem with this is the fact that it feels like it's been a year. I don't know the exact date, but it feels like it's been a year. I don't have them yet. And I thought they were going to deliver earlier this year. but yet I don't have them yet, so it's kind of crazy. And that's the same feeling I feel like I'm going to have with Loyal Subjects and the Mask Sdcc stuff. And we got some Masters of the Universe stuff here, so let's have a little look-see at Masters of the Universe. And this is like Chronicles, and the Chronicles stuff looks okay. I got more Masters behind this, ahead of this. Anyway, we'll come back to more Masters. But these look pretty cool, pretty big. But if you don't like if you're not collecting the movie stuff, the 2026 movie stuff, then you're probably not in on any of this stuff. Because I'm not in on any of the 2026 movie stuff. It's just, I'm barely in on, finishing up what I started with it. But really cool looking stuff. This, I believe this is the play set that kind of splits in two. It's for the kiddie line, and this is the kid line. And I heard that the kid line clearance to Target, I never saw them clearance at mine, but clearance to Target, they're gone. They're not at my Targets. I don't see any of them. I didn't go for a few days, so I missed it, I guess. But did I really miss it? Not really. Got Jim Bro, Skeletor right there, having a lot of fun. Looking pretty good. I like how they've got both of them doing something different, but you only get one. You don't get two. Look at that towel. There are more Masters of the Universe pictures, but I want to show this. And I don't have all the details, but they're saying something about Origins Revised or something like that. I've got to find the tab that says exactly what it's called, but I don't know. If they're making another Origins line, like, I'm barely able to keep up with the cartoon stuff, and then here I am, trying to finish out the cartoon stuff. And then we've got Origins Rebooted. I mean, that's crazy. Crazy stuff. Here we go with more Origins. Is this rebooted? I don't know. I'm definitely not in on it. I might get a couple of one-offs that they didn't make yet, but I definitely wouldn't be getting the whole line. It's just kind of frustrating. And mark my words on this. I believe in this Origins Rebooted that they're going to make all those deluxe figures in standard packaging so that you can have deluxe figures like the Battle Armor He-Man and which one was it? The Ram Man, just all those in standard packaging so you can have it look like vintage. That'll suck me in. We got some NECA stuff, so we got the Ben Cooper costumes in McDonald's costumes. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, I like them. The only ones I've picked up so far are ones I got on clearance for like $8. And I was kind of hoping I could ride that gravy train further than 4 figures, but it was only 4 figures. Obviously, Oscar the Grouch from NECA, looking really good. And this is one I might actually buy this as a prank gift for my wife. And then she's going to say she doesn't want it. Then I'm going to be like, well, what am I going to do with it? I'll just put it in my collection, I guess. Yeah, that's how you're slick. Well, you don't want it. It was the best gift I could have thought of for you. I have a question, though. If you pull the figure out, does he have legs? Is he literally a full figure, or is he like just a stump down there? Like, does he clip in to the... Because no pictures, promo pics showed him out. I guess we'll find out. I swear I'm trying to keep this on track and keep the right pictures in place here. But here are the construction turtles, which I don't really care for these, so I'm going to skip these two. They're cool. They look great. I mean, everything they make looks great. I could come up with excuses to buy every one of these. And then these here. I just want the Sailor Raph. And, yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to get that one. I would have rather Sailor Leo, but I guess it doesn't make sense, does it? Does it make sense? I don't know. I don't know what makes sense. What makes sense and doesn't make sense when it comes to turtles. I don't know. Some other stuff. The Foot Mystic Mashima. The Dalmo Orkia. So we got some cool stuff here. Probably the comics. And then more stuff over here. Now, I do want to say that I think that Metalhead is interesting. I do like Neca's take on Metalhead already, but I really wanted a Vac Metal one. Guess it would have cost too much. I was at Walgreens. I found an entire skull Vac Metal for $7.99 normal price. And I had an articulated jaw, but we can't Vac Metal stuff. It's too expensive. Electroplate it. You can't electroplate it. It's too expensive. And what is that? Is that a tiny Krang? Missed that episode. And I'm going to show a few Jada toys, cartoon, Scooby-Doo figures. I'm believing we're going to see more populate this like they do with the Street Fighter. I haven't seen pictures of the Street Fighter stuff yet. Saturday I'm going to have twice as much stuff to go over, so I can maybe touch on some stuff if there's like, hey, look what they added to this. That's kind of my plan. Fred looks freaked out, but overall body-wise and all that kind of stuff looks good. The face, I'm not sure I like that one. I like Fred looking like he's in charge and, you know, smiley, happy, copacetic. Copacetic Fred. I like copacetic Fred. Hey, we got a couple more of these, so this is pretty cool. Some more of the monsters, which I've already said it, and I think Jada's like, I heard Mike say some stuff about we're not making all the monsters, so screw you, Mike, I'm gonna make them all. And they're doing pretty good. It's off to a good start. Off to the races, off to a good start. So I like it. And I like the backgrounds they use. Now, Star Wars, it's not the last thing I'm going to look at. Save the best for last, right? But Star Wars, they have some phenomenal scenes here. This is Black Series, I believe. Yeah, Black Series. And it looks like they did a combination of cardboard cutout and some other stuff. Some real world set pieces in here. Looks great. And that's the $80 ATRT or whatever they call that. And then one of the figures fell down. I did find at Target the retro series. My buddy said, "Hey, have you seen them yet?" I said, "No, I haven't." So I went specifically looking. I found one, and my goal is he doesn't live close to town, so I'm going to find him one, and then when I get it, I'm gonna be like, "I got it for you." But you probably be able to order it on Target.com right now. Anyway, gotta check that out. The latest wave of the retro, which is my favorite part of Star Wars, actually. The only thing I really get too excited about anymore is the retro. But I do like looking at these pictures. This display looks phenomenal. It's a lot of fun. Fantastic. There's another display, which I didn't get to see the whole thing of it. I only got small pieces. So we'll be looking at that here in a little bit. Yeah, the one in the bottom right corner here, that bottom right corner display is really cool. Wish I got more pictures of that. Of course, that's vintage collection. God scale at 3.75 inch, 4 inch. Is it vintage collection? I don't know. Those might be Black Series. Now that I'm looking at compared to Black Series, I thought they were vintage collection when I was snapping my pics. Oh, there's all Black Series along the back there. These might be Black Series. Never mind. I did think they were vintage collection when I was snapping my pictures, but anyway, Star Wars, and then. So I got a Geonosian set here, which I think it looks great. Also, so this is vintage collection. And questionable about when this playset was made. Is it a 90s one? I can't stand calling like 99 or 2001 or 2003 vintage, but I guess we have to eventually. So after 95, it's modern, according to some Facebook groups. All right, more to come on Star Wars, I'm sure. The reveals aren't out yet. Now, got in-hand actual pictures with the holograms. That's what makes this important. Actual real deal holograms. Brian said in his Robo Don't Know interview that press conference that they're using real holograms, and he doesn't know how they're doing it. The factory worked it out in China and figured it out and made it happen. And so, cool. Someone over there knows how to make holograms, and they're getting them made. That's fantastic. And they're the same price as regular figures, which 25 is a lot still. But anyway, they're not 30. Well, it's good to hear. Then, real quick, Super 7 also said they're gonna. Brian says he's gonna make the last 2 Hawks. He says there are only like 2 left, right, of the Hawks, and pretty much we can expect back metallized treatment to all of them. Is what he said without saying it, committing to it. It's sort of a beat around the bush, kind of like, oh, what? Are there only 2 left? I'm sure we could get to that, right? We can probably get to that. We can get to the last 2. Oh, and yeah. Back metal. We people want them, then we'll make them. So something along those lines. But here's more of the Reaction Plus. I like the Back to the Future stuff. I like I like all the stuff. It looks really good. All the monsters. BBTS Frankenstein was sold out. I don't know if they got more in. Not sure why that one sold out. But Frankenstein. Now this is a big reveal. Big reveal. Big reveal. The Astral Moat monster, which if you're trying to get one, I mean, they're like $200 to $300 for a vintage one. I hope Brian doesn't try to price this to match it. I hope it's reasonable. I mean, look at it towering over Monstar. So he's probably gonna want like $300 for this thing. And I'll tell you right now, he wanted $300 for the Dungeons and Dragons Tiamat. I paid it. Somebody's trying to pawn theirs off for like $170, and can't get rid of it. Can't get rid of it. So I'll wait on this. But if it's $300, I am not in on it. I'm the biggest shill ever, but I can only shell out so much money. But $75 for the Lino, $95 for Mumra, and he looks good. And then also pimping out the newest wave, the latest figures with the Wizra. Cool looking figure. If you haven't seen the episode, check it out. And then Zax. That's another one I watched the episode so that I could clip some 7-second scenes, 6.5-second scenes, so that you could see what the guy looks like and what he's about, what he sounds like, and all that. But, so that was fun. Then we've got some turtle stuff here, and as you see in the top middle, my concern is the O-ring. I want that. It glows in the dark. The bottom ones don't glow in the dark. I think we'll see it on another slide. And Godzilla, I threw it in. I don't know anything about Godzilla, meaning that I know what Godzilla is, but I don't follow all of the product details for Super 7 and Neca releases, and those are the ones I know that release the most Godzilla product that I know of, that I see and can put my hands on, but I don't buy any of it. About one Neca one, that's all I need. One Neca one, and I'm good. Then here we go with all of this fun stuff. And there's the turtles at the top shelf there. And I think we might be coming to an end. Now, one thing I didn't talk about with Neca, and they're making this figure here, which is Tempestra, like the game Tempest, I guess, Tempestra. And allegedly she was in the video game, in the cartoon, 87 cartoon. And she looks fascinating. It's an interesting character. I believe you have to pop her hands off to put those effects on her wrists and put new hands on. And I also believe you get the arcade machine with her. So I don't know how much she is just yet. But interesting stuff that we're seeing coming out of Sdcc. Oh, we do have Jada's Street Fighter pictures. And it's going to be fun to look at these so that you can kind of see what's going on with this set and how these figures will actually look, you know, when they're all armed up or battle beaten up with their battle. It's $50 for that set. It's a pretty good set. Pretty good set. Hands and faces. And well, I say all this is released. T-Hawk's not out yet, and somebody else said they went through there and there's a few other characters that haven't been released that they're like, it's almost like, oh, hey, guess what? It's coming down the road. So yeah, still some of this stuff I don't have yet, and I would like to get my hands on the set though. And we got these 3, for whatever reason, in here like this. So that's kind of cool. We're gonna see more with this Jada and setting their stuff up pretty soon. So more to come on that. I'm not done with that yet. They always put a lot more out. Hasbro is showcasing their Zelda, and I gotta say that, is it Ocarina of Time or something like that? I'm not really into this look. The Zelda figure itself, I'm fine with, but I want Link to be in the green. So We know Hasbro will eventually get it in green, I guess. We'll probably get a redo of that one. And then, you know, Ganon... is that Ganon? Ganondorf. So, sure, there's going to be some... I don't know, repaints down the road. I'm not in on this yet. So, they haven't won me over and won my money. But Zelda herself and the Link are $27.99, and then we've got the Ganondorf at $42.99 as deluxe so far. So I am going to close it out here. Check Pulse if you're into any of this stuff here. I want to get, out of all of this stuff here, I am down for the Fatal Fluffy. Probably get a couple of them. And then I'm down to get the Ghostbuster thing, but it'll probably sit there in stock for 6 months. But I'm going to get at least 2 of those too. A 67, man. It's killing me. It's killing me. 67 is killing me. But and totally is not going to be carded, so it's just a all around kind of a pain with this. But the rest of it up in the air. I'm not after it. What are you after in this? What of this is going to sell out? Let me know what you think. Did this help you? Was this kind of fun to watch? Interesting to watch? Well, guess what? It's going to be a lot more fun on Saturday. I'll tell you that. Like, subscribe. Today I'm hanging out.